Hello everyone and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. I've got just a short game for you guys today. It's unranked, it was a public match. I was attempting to try out Eurocore on Nuclear Winter is Coming, and I was trying a bit of a more, well, quickly paced, aggressive opener than I'm usually known for. So I have a Pod 2 Tiger, I have a Tiger Hap, and I have 2 Recon Infantry that are going up toward Delta. And I thought to myself, okay, I mean, people usually have maybe 1 or 2 helicopters that are capable of anti-air and that sort of thing, and they go to Delta, and it's all that sort of stuff. And I'm playing against Ray, in parentheses, playing for fun, not EULO. And I thought, okay, well, I've never played with this guy before. It's a public match, anything can happen. But he's playing for fun. I don't expect necessarily this. Yeah. So just to take a look at this, there's a K-52, double Mi-24V, and pretty much everything that this guy has brought is in a helicopter. That's actually a CV back there, K-29TB. So I lose both Tigers right away. We get some good kills for it, but not enough. And my KWS had to sort of come in, and I had first bought it, so I only had like 90 or 100 or so points at the beginning, and then I got up to 140 and I bought this. And I was just going to use it to screen against fighters and things like that, and instead now I have to get these kills because that CV is headed up toward Bravo, and so is the Mi-24D, probably carrying infantry, and I was sitting there going, holy shit. Another thing too, this is a problem with my opener. So this section should really have had a Crotal, because if I'm coming up here and I'm motorized, and I see these helicopters, and I pull back just a little bit, if they chase me for even a second, then that Crotal is going to be within range as soon as my motorized stuff gets to about here or here, and then that fight flips on its head. Right? K-52 goes down. Well, okay, now I have optics, he doesn't. Now I can sort of make up for the longer range on the Iglas from the Mi-24V compared to the Stingers on the Pod 2 Tiger. So this is an opener composition error for me as well. It's very difficult to afford everything. And I probably should have cut one of the Recon helicopters, or frankly the Tiger Hap, and just taken a bit more of a competent composition on the ground. But first try for everything. I haven't tried this opener in most of a year, actually. Not anything like it. So I have Fallschirmjäger, I have an AMX-10. These are going to be useless pretty much the whole fight. I bought a Crotal to say, hey, get out of here. You can't cap my own spawn, please. Just don't do that. And we do get it, so that's going to be a kill. No command infantry for you. But this one did land, so there's something over here. I don't know what, and that's what the Panther is going over there to find out. And my KWS actually routed the Ka-52, which I haven't really seen before, but, this could be, honestly, quite a bit worse. There was actually a cap on India, and we got a kill with it on the Panther. And that's another thing I wanted to point out, because this was a little bit goofy. So, my opponent's control here, he had 1 CV in Hotel, he had 1 command vehicle in India. Let's see if we can find it. I think it was, yeah, it's right here. This is that Gaz command jeep. 1 command vehicle over in Gulf that hasn't yet been unloaded, and that's so much. That's 4. That's over, well, that's going to be nearly half your opener once you account for the cost of the K-29TBs, of which he had. So we had 2, I guess, and the UAZs, not Gazes, UAZs are just 100, but still 460 points. It's nearly 50%. If he had done this sort of aggressive Helo-drop through Delta and, I mean, frankly, nearly opener Helo cheese or something like that, but I mean, we're both engaging in bad manners, and he had cut 2 of those command vehicles and actually made it functional points, I'd be having a lot of trouble right now. Imagine if some of that had been 2 Spetsnaz GRU, and those 2 Spetsnaz GRU were in BTR 90s, and they followed right through here into Alpha. Well, my micro on this side absolutely sucked because I was dealing with stuff over here, and I didn't actually get the 10RC up to the spot to intercept a wheeled opener, so he'd have Spetsnaz GRU inside of Alpha right now. That's really dangerous. Right? That's really, really dangerous. If he had capped Golf as well, and had been reinforcing in while I'm dealing with this stuff near Bravo, that's another 150, 160, actually 200 and some points that could have come in and been reinforcing toward Alpha right now. You put that together with not having capped India with nothing there, and, well, that's a lot of functional points on the ground, right? So what I think he was expecting to do was to cap India, to countercap me in Bravo, prevent me from spawning units here, force me to engage him this way, from Echo into Bravo, and that whole time he wanted to be ticking quite a lot, because if he has this capped or even counter, well, I guess counter cap, but one or the other, he's going to be taking at least +3 from Gulf in India, possibly +4 from having Bravo if he kills my command vehicle there. So that was his intention, I'm pretty sure, and it didn't quite work out for him. But don't worry, the game's not over yet, and neither is this guy's attempts to get some rotary winged firepower into position. And I'm doing a little bit of a cheeky revenge strategy here. So I take a single Cassiope, whatever this thing is, the 40-point French Helo, and I'm just going to come up here and low hover. And this might surprise you guys how this works. And it doesn't work perfectly, sometimes you will lose it. But we also get things like this, where we just straight up kill a BTR-90. And yeah, I took 1 pip of damage there, but that's really not a heck of a lot. And we're going to grind right through these Motostrelki 90 as well. So, boom, dead. 45 points worth of value right there is more expensive than the helicopter. And we're ready for round 2. We can keep it going, man. We can, as long as things come in here in singletons, I have a decent chance of just killing them outright with the Cassiope. And that was actually a Shilka, so that's a 35-point anti-air. And then I think I did lose it here. Let's see. Yeah, that was immediately microed attack move. So over on this side, we have a K-29TB again. I don't know if this one was loaded or not. I don't think it was. Oh, it could have been. No, I think it was from Gulf. And there's a KA-52, and there's Nakula. So I'm just, you know what? I need to resupply my Tiger Hap and my Crotal, which was from over there on the right, and I'm just going to buy a Peace Shrine. We take out the KA-29TB because I don't want to be counter-capped at my own spawn and my own air spawn. And then we get the second missile off against the KA-52, swing and a miss. So, that's fine. We're just going to turn around and use Peace Shrines for their secondary function. I have 4 AIM-9Ls. That's just fine with me to use it like this. It's a 150-point kill on the Akula, and it's 130 points on the K-52 if I can pick it up. And we get 1, not the other, unfortunately. A little unlucky, missing 2 out of 3 there on that pass. We actually take just as much damage from the K-52, so ordinarily I would expect a Peace Shrine would probably get the kill there with 3 missiles. But, you know, it doesn't happen all the time. So, now there's an Akula and a K-52 right here. They're looking for my home base. He actually pinged my fob as soon as he saw it. But I have a Crotal. It has missiles again now. That's going to be 1 hit, and boom, second hit right there. And that leaves just 1 helicopter over this way. Plus, this initial opener, ATGM and Commandos Para, is paying dividends, because if he pushes up here with infantry, the Commandos Para pop up here. We get the machine gun online, that's fine. And the Milan F3 can zone things out, which already did kill a Skreget, which I believe was loaded with either Rezvetka or VDV. Oh, Rezvetka can't take a Skreget, can they? Probably VDV. So at this point, there's a K-52 here. There's pretty much no map control from red at all, and let's actually look at that just briefly. But this is the cost of relying a little bit too much on helicopters and that sort of cheeky aggression. Because Charlie has nothing. I could have probably pushed stuff in if I was a more aggressive player, but instead I just have Alpha. Delta has nothing. I have it more than ready and able to contest, and actually we are going to get kills on this BTR-90 here real soon. And as soon as this is secure, this really hasn't bought my opponent much. Now, you could say it bought him a stalemate board position, but it hasn't really. Because as much as I'm not in a forward position right now, there's nothing, there's nothing stopping me from going up there as soon as I feel like it at this point, and what would follow the kill on this KA-52 is just, alright, well we got kills here, that's fine, this is what was being reinforced into. I don't really care to have that happen, so I'm going to take this section, I'm going to squeeze for that section of town, but instead we have the end of the game, 11, 15 kills, 430 losses, really lopsided. You can see the difference in the presence on the ground because of stuff like this. And what was really goofy is at the end of this one, this fellow, Ray, who, as a reminder, is playing for fun, not for win rate, we just said, well, all the pros do advanced helicopter openers on that map, and I gotta say, I've not seen something quite that extreme playing against colonels, brigadier generals, anybody like that recently, so I do kind of wonder where he gets his information for that. But, you know, a couple of changes, that could have been really scary. And, well, that's all we've got for you guys today. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.